best friends trip. This is gonna be iconic.
Do it like that.
You do understand this is a work trip for me.
Audrey, I got you. Look at me.
You're thinking about a dick.
Damn it, you're right.
Look at me, look at me, look at me now.
I love a grand adventure. I heard that if you keep up with Chinese businessmen, they respect you more.
Listen up, listen up, listen up.
Oh my God, you're a drug dealer? You gonna plug or you gonna play? Is that a condom? You look like you've had a lot of things in your asshole. Not a lot of things, just one thing, but maybe different varieties of that one thing.
Look at me, look at me, look at me go.
Stick your hand up there like a claw machine trying to get the stuffed bear.
Okay. Get that bear! I'm getting the bear! So powerful.
If you do not know where you come from, how do you know who you are?
I'm just a garbage American who only speaks English. And a little Gollum.
My precious little filthy orbitses.
Do you guys have that here?
Yeah, we have. It's all over the world.
Y'all calling me crazy.
Let's just be adults.
Are you horny? Sex isn't shameful. It's beautiful. Like the noises.
Oh! Oh!
Man. Show them.
There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
There's some whores in the street. They gotta go crazy.
I'm not racist. You don't like boba and you never fucked an Asian guy.
Damn, still? When I masturbate, I sometimes fantasize about Splinter. He's Asian.
He's a rat.
He's a good father.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Joyride. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, joining me to talk all things Joyride, I have my pal, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Good. Had a fun ride with this one.
Yes. So if you've been catching the reviews, if you watch all the way to the end of the credits, we actually have a replay of our initial thoughts right when we came out of the theater that you can also see as well as YouTube shorts when we actually do premiere them on our channel. So look for the shorts. And if you're subscribed to us, like as soon as we head out of theaters, we're posting our thoughts and you can catch it there. But then we're adding it to our reviews at the very end. So anyway, we're talking all things Joyride. We went on this ride, had an early screening chance to check it out. It's now going to be available very soon as of this recording. We're going to probably be dropping this review right on the day of. But was it a summer blockbuster of the year? You're about to find out. Heather, you came up out of it. They'll hear our thoughts. And if they saw it, if they are subscribed to us on our shorts, what did you initially think of Joyride coming up out of it?
Well, to begin with, you and I were both pretty excited about this movie, like way at the beginning, like the moment the trailer dropped, we were like on board 100%. And both of us were really excited for it. Just to get it out there. So we got really lucky and got to see The Blackening the day before this, which both of us were really excited about both movies. We were thinking that The Blackening was going to be comedy, but probably a little bit more horror. And I won't deny, coming out of this movie, I loved it. But The Blackening was a funnier movie, and it hurt to say that when I left this movie. I was kind of expecting a little bit more humor than I think we got. Not that it's a bad thing. I absolutely love this movie, but I was kind of surprised to say that this wasn't the funniest movie to me. So
I think, yeah. So to trail off of Heather, I completely agree with her sentiments in a way. But maybe here's a different perspective on it. I think for the both of us, when it came into this summer and these comedies that were coming out and reactions that we've done, there was a lot of expectations. And I think definitely with Joyride, there was a lot of buzz. And I know for myself in particular, there's a lot of buzz because it toured like the festival circuit for a little bit. So it created a lot of buzz and like must-see comedy, blah, blah, blah. Whereas with The Blackening, I think it had a little bit of a festival run here and there, but it was more so fresh. And it was also, very definite that it was a horror / comedy, but more so bent to the horror slant. Whereas this was kind of more so pushed in a comedic frame, which it is a big comedy, but didn't know how much dramatic elements there was to the tone of the story, even though it is somewhat portrayed in the trailers, if you will. But I don't think, or at least for myself, and I think maybe for you as well, you didn't think to the extent of where there's actually a practical moment that it makes you kind of cry in a way. There's some very real-ish there as from an immigrant story perspective and friendship and all of that kind of situation that I think it's just two completely different films, and like and as you said, yeah, it's both two completely different films, very funny, very comedy. But then when you kind of stack it day after the next or whatever, you have nothing but that perspective in your head. And so, yeah, I would echo Heather. I was like, man, I love them both, but if I was to see one again very soon, I'd want to see Blackening again, because I think there's more so a lot of moments that are just so quick to happen in Blackening that you're either getting terrified 1 minute or you're laughing so much that you miss something. And it's those things that you think that you miss that you want to kind of go back on. Whereas with, I think, Joyride, where it was a fun ride, it gives you moments to digest a little bit, so you don't feel like you missed out on too much in a way. So it's straightforward. So I think they're both, again, immensely great films, but there's just different nature, different genre in a way. And then especially when you do back to back, it kind of influences you in a way, but both great films and both are mad. So anyway, so overall tone, story, let's talk that. We're not going to break down the whole story. You saw kind of the meat of it in the trailer. But what did you think of the overall tone of the story? What did you get from it in regards to entertainment, or just, what did it leave you with, Heather?
I will say this. So Aubrey, this is of course Aubrey's story. We're going to find her family, and Aubrey is played by Ashley Park. And honestly, rewatching the trailer and knowing the twist at the end now, I'm not going to say it. Don't worry, not going to say it. You can tell a lot better after you see it. But it's her story. It's a really fun. I don't want to call it a coming of age story, though it kind of feels like that, because they're all adults. But it's one of those where it's like it's coming to yourself and understanding who you are kind of story, which is really sweet. And to go off what you said, this was far more dramedy than I was considering it originally to be. There was some great growth moments throughout the film for all the characters. Each one got their growth moment. Some of them were a little bit funnier than others. And then, of course, actually, I'm going to say this. 3 out of the 4 got their growth moment because someone already knew who they were. And it was very, very heartwarming to, not only is it good to know who you are, it's also good to accept who you are. And if you know who you are straight off the bat, then rock on, kill it, be happy with yourself, but never be afraid to learn something new. So the story was really, really sweet. Got kind of long at times. There were some scenes that were just kind of pulled out a little too much. But it is only an hour and a half film, so it's like, what can you really cut up at that point? It was a fun movie, and it made me really, really hungry, like so hungry.
Yes, I agree with all those sentiments. I would say as well that there were certain situations that I wish they would have gone longer on in regards to that, but they kind of just cut it short in certain respects. There are certain moments I wish they would dive deeper in certain areas, but I guess storyline wise, they just try to keep it streamlined focus. I really do appreciate the, I guess, sisterhood, friendship amongst the characters. I miss having a collective of friends like you could just do stuff like this with. I think we all yearn for like a group like this that we can just be ourselves with. And I remember, I think we have that in different respects in different ways as we get older, but then we also get jaded, if you will, too, when certain relationships turn their heads in certain respects. But anyway, I love it. And I think it's just amazing just to see that, because I think that's what we all, I guess ideally, I know, like, I wish I had that again and more, and I'm building and having that with you and other friends and all that stuff. So I love that it speaks on that and just being open and honest with each other, because I think that was the biggest element that we learned and watched through everyone there and their growth spurts. And I just think it's wonderful and absolutely hilarious. And just such a fun time. I think all the actors killed it. Shout out to Adele Lim. A lot of this was spurned off of her success from Crazy Rich Asians. And then also working with Sherry. I'm going to totally brutalize her last name, so I'm not even going to attempt. Sherry and Teresa Sao, they killed it. Just a great team on behind the camera and a great acting cast. A lot of great cameos, but definitely a fun film to see with friends. Really enjoy this film. Make it a doubleheader with The Blackening. And one of the best summer blockbusters of the year, I think.
It's definitely a good one. Another really cool thing that we didn't really touch on too much, and don't worry, we won't go too deep into it because you should see the movie. We shouldn't be spoiling it for you. was it also gives a really good look at, or a comedic look at the internal opinion of nationalism, of patriotism, but from a different perspective. That's something that you don't get a lot of, and it's something that was also very well done. And both, once I'm only talking about this because they're both the same production organization, so they're both Lionsgate. So I'm going to say this: Blackening and Joyride both had some really great perspectives from a non-white point of view. It showed how there is both internalized, externalized racism within communities, and sometimes it can really impact who you are, what you know, who other people think you are. It's a really, and this movie gave a really interesting look into that many people, especially in the US, especially in Europe, might not know or might not fully comprehend nor understand why. And it was very interesting to see it in this.
You know what? This is why I love you, Heather. You're like the ultimate ally. Like you and I did both the Blackening review, and now we're doing this review. And I think I pointed out a little bit in regards to from a POC perspective with Blackening, but here I almost forgot about it because I know your timeline wise in regards to this reporting. But this is what I just love so much about you, Heather, because you're completely right, and something I appreciate as a person of color, and with the Asian representation of this. Y'all know how I love to wave my Asian flag. I'm very proud to be Asian American. So yeah, I love that this is illustrated, because that's the hopes that I know for myself and as Asian American filmmakers and creatives, that we hope crosses over to everyone else. So the fact that you said that and picked that up is a blessing, and hopefully other people will pick that up. And so I'm thankful for you pointing that out, Heather. Again, you're the ultimate ally. I love you. So there you go. Those are our thoughts, our vibes, our feelings on Joyride. Take that ride. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I don't think Heather. I think Heather agrees that you won't be disappointed. One of the best summer blockbusters of the year. So if they want to talk all things Joyride, Heather, how can they chat with you?
Sure, you can reach out to me if you have enough views at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter and at Heather is a Nerd on TikTok and Instagram. And like Kuya P, I'm just going to say this: make sure for films like this that you pay attention to the voices that this is based off of and that they represent. Please listen to Asian Pacific critics, not people that look like me, when it comes to these types of reviews. Listen to more Kuya P's.
Well, we thank you, Heather. We appreciate your sentiments, your thoughts, and actually receiving and getting the input from it. And it's lovely. So thank you, Heather. Follow her, all the things, as well as myself, the Legend Kuya P, on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, and hopefully soon on Blue Sky. Heather and I hopefully will be there soon. We just want an invite. Can you invite us, y'all? We'd appreciate it. And the whole squad at the NRW NRW Show, where nerds rule the world. Let us know if you are going on that joyride in the comments below, y'all. Bye.
Yo, look, Joyride.
Joyride in the house, NRW, Heather, Kuya P, ready for this summer blockbuster. I'm sure it's going to be one. I'm already calling it. I'm calling my shot.
It's true.
Adele Lim, man. You can't go wrong with Adele Lim.
It's true. It's true. This is our number 2 Lionsgate movie this week.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Lionsgate. We see you.
We see you.
We see you. And we are hoping that this is going to be just as funny as The Blackening.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure. Adele Lim, come on now. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you all on the other side.
Stay tuned. Subscribe, y'all. What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P, Heather Her. We just got out of the press screening for Joyride. It is a fun ride, I must say. How about you, Heather? What do you think?
Adventure comes to mind. An incredible adventure. Yeah.
And I would say sisterhood. I am not of the female persuasion. I wasn't born that way, and I don't claim when I got
You be
later
you.
on.
You be
I am
you,
me,
honey. You be
and
you.
I really enjoyed this film. I loved it. Just the sisterhood in there is what really made it special. And then finding out about yourself. You know, growing up here in America, not knowing about my culture, kind of like was part of the concept of the film of Joyride. Really loved it. Had a great time. It will be a summer 23 blockbuster hit, at least for me. And maybe for you, you know, all the feelings, create, you know, do for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what life is all about. And that's what it reminds you. Do for you, live for you.
Absolutely. And love yourself, love who you are, and make sure to check out our review for this. Because we're going to have way too much fun with this review. Just way too much fun.
We're going to have a good time. Joyride, check it out. Dropping on July 7th. It's your boy Kuya P. Heather Hurt. Nerds Rule the World. Hey, Joyride, y'all.
So good. Absolute blast. An adventure.
Definitely adventure. Joyride is a fun ride. A bunch of friends getting together, showing love, sisterhood. You gotta love it. And learning your culture as a person of color, finding out about yourself. Just so many good moments. I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. We'll get more deep on the NRW. So make sure you follow, subscribe, do all the things with me and Heather.
I feel like that's a very different statement after seeing this movie. More.
Unless we go get tats.
There we go.
Go get a tats. There's gonna be so many quotables in there. You're gonna have a fun time. Definitely a summer hit for 2023. Go have some fun with your friends, man. You'll enjoy it and get deep.
Out July 7th. Get tickets right now. This is really awkward. You're my boss. All right, bye guys.
We out.